Hey guys, welcome back, and let's do Jimmy's story, shall we? The Key of Fortune. I reached out for my Sir Spotty body pillow, but it wasn't there. I shook my dizzy head and sat up on my bed, trying to remember what happened last night. I've been chased by a strange masked person on my way to a supermarket. The man seemed determined to kill me. I finally got my way thanks to a landslide off the road. I was completely exhausted when I came back and fell asleep as soon as my head touched a pillow. However, this was clearly not my own room. I sat up. The floating dust made me sneeze a few times. I turned around and saw there was clearly a human-shaped mark in the old sofa bed. The rest of it was all covered with dust. Some of the furniture was covered with cloth and messily arranged in the corner. There were no windows in the room and a locked gate. I appeared to be in a warehouse. The only source of light was a dim nest lamp on the wooden table that had one egg short of any others. There was also an hourglass, and a used syringe on the uneven tabletop. A note was placed under the hourglass. "You were pretty lucky yesterday, but you can still find the key to your fortune today. This time, the game is timed, so please be aware of your time limit. If it's game over for you, I'll be very sad." The note was signed with a smiley face. Smiley face? No, this was not just a smiley face. This was Pi? The infamous psycho serial killer Pi. 2 years ago, an extremely bizarre murder case had been taken over the news for a while. A 30-something-year-old man died in a bathtub of his own house. To be more accurate, he didn't die there, but his body was placed there. All 24 pieces of it, each of them meticulously sliced. The blood had been drained from the entire bathroom, was totally spotless, as if it had just been cleanly specially trained crew. The only clue left of the scene was a smiley face drawn with a mark of one piece of his own body. Even more bizarre, the man was a divorced father who had been living with his 10-year-old son. After his death, the son told the police he had been abused by his father multiple times. In fact, he claimed to remember the exact number of times that it happened. 24. Was it just a coincidence? Was this smiley face killer some kind of vengeful angel of justice? The media started to spin the story, adding their own imagination and speculation. While all kinds of articles about justice and evil were all over both legitimate and gossip newspapers alike. As the police were completely at loss of the case, similarly strange yet wildly different that the case happened. A drug-addicted pub singer, who was known for frequently abusing his girlfriend and causing multiple miscarriages, was found dead in the backstage of a bar where he usually performed. The crime scene was very clean and showed no sign of struggle. They were only able to identify traces of blood on the floor after using luminol, which is apparently C8H7N302. His vocal cords had been ripped away from his body. Meanwhile, a cassette tape was found beside the body. The tape was a recording of the singer's own voice, but completely off-key. A smiley face was drawn upon the tape. Afterwards, the police referred to a suspect with a codename Pi because the smiley face looked like a simple pie if it was rotated. They tried to prevent all information regarding Pi from leaking. Yet somehow the media kept finding more and more juicy stories. They soon summarised that several characteristics were shared amongst Pi victims. 1. Sadistic. 2. Male. 3. Some kind of abnormal perversion. For example, a middle-aged man who was extremely into S&M but started targeting neighbourhood children. A man who always cheated on his partners and beat them up when he ended relationships. An elementary school principal who was a paedophile and molested his own students. Molested his students? It was if a bomb had just gone off in my brain. It must be because of that goddamn gossip article. He was after me for the wrong reason. However, I had no choice but to find him so I could explain it myself. I read the note again. I rolled up my sleeves to examine my arms, and I found it. There was a tiny bluish needle mark on my left arm. Crap. There wasn't much time left. The warehouse gate had been secured by an ancient-looking knock. The lock was covered in carved markings and seemed quite heavy and sturdy. There was a keyhole in the centre of it. It seemed to be a challenge. To make things worse, it wasn't that I couldn't find a key. A chest had been placed right next to a gate. It was filled with keys, lots of them in all kinds of different shapes. God damn it. Threw the chest over the ground desperately. All the keys poured on the ground and a careless full of the metal. There must be thousands of them. And about half the sand was still in the top half of the hourglass. Probably had about approximately 1 hour left. Even if we could try one key every 3 seconds, I would only gone through less than half the keys. However, I had no time to waste. I had to start trying them one by one, where I had no idea what to do next. 50 minutes had passed. I inserted another key into a keyhole, yet, God has a fortune, never favoured me, ever since I was a little kid. Final grains of sand dropped into a small dune to the bottom half of the hourglass. Excruciating pain exploded in my chest. I couldn't even hold the key in my hand anymore. I dropped the key onto a pile, made a clinging sound as I collapsed into a pile. I must have completely wasted my time watching those crime investigation thriller movies. All I can think of right now were the scenes where the victim died. I couldn't remember every single scene where the heroes escaped because of intelligence. It hurt so much I curled into a ball on the ground. My mind was almost gone and I felt warmth beneath my nose. I wiped my face with my hand. Blood. It was over. I was going to die in a godforsaken place, but no one even knew about it because the psycho serial killer had got the wrong guy. Yeah, I think we definitely know who that Pie character is. Okay. The god has a fortune never favoured me, yet I hadn't certain of a key hole 50 minutes past. The user has been granted administrative privileges. After 30 minutes, I finally cracked the administrative password. The lock was actually an electrical lock, but it just looked like a mechanical one. It was connected wirelessly to a remote server, named Lock of Luck, for a nearby router. The server was a real key of luck. The program and control the lock had been set to unlock it when the key had been 2,000 attempts of any key. However, no one in this fucking world could do it 2,000 times in an hour. The bastard almost had me fooled. Spent no more time changing 2,000 to 1 in the program, and we executed the program. Now all I had to do was try it one more time to finally get out. Okay. Let me try that. So, let's swap those two round. Beep. Lock open with a crisp electronic beep. Yes, thank God I'm informed by how it looked. I wiped the sweat off my forehead with a sleeve and disconnected the wireless connection between the PDA and the lock. 50 minutes ago, I had a sudden epiphany. After trying a few keys without success, I took out my PDA to try to scan for nearby devices. That was how I found my chance to survive. The lock was actually an electronic lock. It looked like a mechanical one. It connected to the Lock of Luck server. Played out a trap. It could mean one thing. Pi had secretly investigated me and knew that I was a hacker. That bastard almost had me fooled. It took me 15 minutes to crack the administrative password of a server. Then I was able to find the program and control the lock. The setting of the program indicated the lock would only be opened if there were 2,000 attempts. In other words, it didn't matter which key I tried. All I need to do is try 2,000 times with any key. However, no one was fucking well could do it 2,000 times. Except a hacker. Pushed open a gate. The humid air and the clear night sky made me feel like I'd never felt before. A paper bag was taped to the side of the gate, with a note reading, Antidote 1. In the bag there was a syringe filled with some unknown liquid and a car key. Are you fucking kidding me? Antidote 1? That bastard. Excruciating pain exploded in my chest and no choice but to inject the first antidote into my arm. I just had to keep going, had to find him. I felt good to stand up. Sweat all over my body, I pressed the button on a key fob. A beeping sound from a car. It came from a car not too far away. The headlights blinked twice. Check history. Yeah, there's been another bad or anything. Hey, new post. New message apparently Jumanji. I've not seen that movie in years. And clearly this is Pi. Jack, a British citizen, is clearly Pi. Yeah. At 20, murdered young man cut out his vocal cords. Police have officially denoted the murderer as Pi. I'm actually going to change that back to this one. And I can't do that one anymore, sadly. Next episode I'm going to do Holding On. So until then, thanks for watching guys, have a wonderful day, and bye bye.
Trust